everyone, and welcome to B&G Deets, the show that brings you new information about famous social media families. I'm your host, Brianna Vesley, alongside co-host Gianna Lewis.
Today we're going to talk about our views on the LeBrant and Ace family drama. Let's talk about everything involving the LeBrant family first. So for background, they started in 2016 when Cole was 19, and he was spending the month in LA and saw Savannah, 23, at the Grove with her little daughter, Everly. She was 3 years old at the time. Cole saw her and they exchanged numbers at the Grove, and at the end of the month, and after frequent hangouts, Cole asked Savannah to be his girlfriend. 6 months into the relationship, it was long distance. Cole proposed with, of course, Everly's approval. Nearly a year after they first met, they got married, where Ev was the flower girl. And then in September of 2017, they bought their first house together in California. And then in May in 2018, they announced that they were pregnant with their second child, which was Cole's first child with Savannah, and they named her Posey Rain on Instagram. That's when they announced it. The family grew in late December.
So fast forward to December of 2019, they announced they were pregnant with baby number 3. Zealand was born. People really started disliking their choices of baby names. In November of 2021, they announced they were pregnant once again, and the baby was named Sunday. You can imagine how the internet took that one. So after growing their family so fast, assumptions started to be made. Everly was considered like the babysitter according to social media because they pulled her out of school and they started homeschooling. And then even though she still goes to school 2 days a week, social media really didn't take that too good.
After about a short 3 months of the LeBrant family being a family of 6, Everly's dad, Tommy, suddenly passed away. So before Savannah had a relationship with Tommy, they got pregnant, and then obviously things didn't work out, and that's how she met Cole. So after he passed away, it was obviously a tragedy to such a little girl, Everly, taking on all of that. And then, of course, with everyone saying that she's the babysitter. But it turns out after Tommy passed away that like things on social media started saying that Tommy was trying to get full custody of his daughter, Everly, and like not wanting like obviously them to have such a big impact, whatever. And it came out that then the LeBrant family decided to move to Tennessee. They felt called to it. That's what they posted on Instagram. Between 8 to 10 months of them announcing and moving to Tennessee, the family announced it was time for baby number 5 arriving in May of this year, which is kind of crazy because everything just kind of happened at once. And then the media went crazy and started predicting their baby names for this kid. So, Bria, what do we think about all of this?
I think it's crazy that they kind of rushed to having baby number 5 so soon after Everly's dad passed away. And they moved to be closer to Everly's like dad's side of the family. So kind of just adding another kid into the mix while she's still grieving and coping with her dad's death is definitely something that shocked me a little bit, because if they're going to do all these things for Everly, I feel like they should be a little bit more kind of like respectful of her and like her grieving so young at the loss of her dad.
And they definitely like stopped posting. Obviously, they stopped posting a lot more on social media. Like YouTube, they'll kind of do it occasionally. But it's definitely like when they are, it's like whenever there's that dance or something. And I know for a fact I've seen on Savannah's like Instagram stories, like Everly has taken like her schoolwork to like the doctor's appointments with her, which I kind of think is like, like, I don't know, just kind of interesting. And then, I mean, it's nice for that flexibility, but like, I guess that's good for her.
It's kind of like no young child should have to like kind of rearrange their schedule. Like I know she probably like wants to spend time with her mom, but like to do homework in the doctor's office, but like she definitely uses dance as her outlet.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Because I think she does that like every day of the week, I feel like.
And she's very talented. Like I've seen like the videos of her dancing, and she is definitely
it's so cute.
Really talented for her age. And I feel like that's definitely something that probably helped her get through Tommy's death, is having an outlet and being away from home, because you don't always want to be surrounded in that space with a family. And obviously she has Cole as her stepdad, but losing someone is definitely not like you want to be around people all the time.
Do we think Everly is like being a babysitter? Like, do you think since they pulled her out of school, she's now like the babysitter?
I mean, I would say definitely, because I know what it's like when like I'm around a group of kids. Like, even if the parents don't think you're being a babysitter, you kind of are, because there's so many kids there that you're kind of just always like looking out of the corner of your eye, like, is something about to happen? And they definitely live in a big house, so they can't really keep track of all these toddlers at once.
And there's a big age gap between Everly and Posey. It's a pretty decent age gap.
Yeah, no, for sure, because if she's homeschooling now too, that leaves all that time where she's home with the kids. I don't know if she does dance during the day or anything, but she only goes to school 2 days a week, so.
I'm pretty sure she goes to dance at the nighttime. So it's like if she's home, I know she does a couple subjects with Savannah, and then she goes in to school for the other couple subjects, but does only 2 days a week. So she's spending the majority of time at the house.
No, I definitely feel like she definitely looks after the kids a decent amount of the time, because since she's home, why wouldn't she? Like,
And I know Savannah and Cole, they try and do like date nights. Like, they have YouTube videos and everything on it. They try and do date nights like once a week, but I think they have an actual babysitter for that.
Yeah, no, they definitely. I feel like they definitely use Everly's age and the age gap to their advantage at some points. Like, I'm not gonna say they use her every single hour of the day, but with that many kids, like, why wouldn't you?
And then, so going on to about the kids, so baby number 5, I've seen lots and lots of TikToks of the baby names and, like, what I think they're going to be naming them. Because, I mean, last one was Sunday, and you know that they all started getting into church, and they, like, found a church they love. They found one in Tennessee now. I know Savannah Everly got baptized, so I know it's been, like, a big thing. That's why they named Sunday off of, like, their religion. So what do we think? Like, do we think it's going to be an out-of-the-known name? Like, I mean, they're having a boy, so Zealand is their only other boy. So do we think it's going to go somewhere along, like, with Zealand or nature or religion? Like, I don't know. Where do we think they're going to go with this name?
See, part of me really wants something to honor Everly's dad, because I feel like that'd be a great way to kind of honor her dad and kind of give her someone that, like, remembers her of her dad. So I was really hoping, like, the baby number 5 would be named, like, Thomas or Tommy, or even, like, a middle name that kind of reflects Everly's dad, because I feel like that'd be something that she would appreciate. And obviously her dad's not with her anymore, but I definitely feel like I don't want, like, a crazy, like, I don't know how to word it.
Out there name.
Yeah, like, I don't want a religious name. I don't want, like, some.
They're definitely unique. People would like to name, like, they're definitely, like, unique names, not just, like, a regular name that you would hear all the time, which is totally fine, but I wonder what they're going to come up with this time.
Yeah, but I definitely feel like since Savannah got pregnant so close to Tommy's passing, it'd be a great way to honor Everly's dad in a way.
I agree.
So now we're going to move on and talk about the next set of drama, which is the divorce of the Ace family. So the Ace family is made up of Austin and Catherine McBroom, along with their 3 children, Elle, Aliyah, and Still. So before meeting, Austin was a former NCAA basketball star, and Catherine worked as a model for brands like Victoria's Secret and swimwear brands. So she always wanted to be an influencer in some way. They got their start on YouTube, where they vlogged their lives, pranked each other, and did challenges. And after welcoming their children, they turned to more like parenting style videos.
They have 18.4 million subscribers on YouTube. Elle McBroom, the McBroom's first child, was born in May of 2016. And in October of 2018, they had their second child, Aliyah. Steele was their 3rd child and was born in June of 2020.
So after Elle, they started like vlogging more about building their dream home and multiple house tours about how their house was coming along. They moved into another dream home of theirs, where later on they ended up getting divorced in. Austin then made multiple Snapchat and Instagram stories talking about their divorce and how he was moving 5 minutes away so he can be very close to the kids. He then shows it's an RV that he moved into, and the media went crazy, saying, like, finally, Catherine was never happy. This is what happens when you cheat. Like, she's free. And this took social media by storm. Like, it seemed like everyone was praising Catherine for getting out, and no one liked Austin, saying, like, kind of like she was just in it for the kids, like, all that. So
they both posted on Instagram the same day. It was right after the new year, and Austin was like, the new year starting strong, definitely change, and he like announced the divorce, which I read it and I was like, oh wow, like it was a picture of them smiling, looked happy, everything looks fine, right? And then you read it and it's they're getting a divorce. And then I went to Catherine's page and she posted about them, and she was like, Austin, you'll always be my best friend with a red heart. And then he posted on his Instagram story and was like, go check out my Snapchat story. I posted all the details, whatever. And he posted how he's like moving out, but he still wants to be close to the kids because obviously they have 3 kids together and like they still want to see each other like all the time. And then he posted that he had this house. He had multiple house tours, and he's like, I really like this house. That's 5 minutes away. I can literally see Catherine's house from my house. And everyone was like, wow, like, you really just miss her that much. You, like, no one really took it on, like, part of the kid's side, which I can see both ways. Like, yes, you want to be close to your kids, but 5 minutes is, like, he's like, it was a golf cart ride. I was like, interesting. No. And then he goes on to post on Instagram, and he showed pictures of his RV and comes to realization that that's what he moved into. I mean, it's a nice RV.
Yeah, but I feel like that also, like, that caused an uproar because it was suspected that he cheated and that Catherine was never happy, and like maybe he was abusive, maybe he was like mentally or physically, but him moving 5 minutes away obviously doesn't bode well for him. I mean, obviously he wants to stay nice, like near the kids, but
then he's near Catherine too.
Yeah,
so it's like both of them obviously have long ways to go, but yeah, I think it's
custody is gonna be, I feel like, a challenge because there's so much money and like outside factors involved, like with social media and like the fame that they have,
like their YouTube channel. I mean, they literally did YouTube forever together, and they both have very high like followings on other social medias, but their YouTube is called The Ace Family. So obviously that channel is not going to be like the same whoever keeps it, because they're not going to be together. And I know they've been doing like multiple days where like all 3 kids go with Austin, and recently he just took Steele on a trip. I don't remember where they went, but they're on a trip right now together.
No, it's definitely really controversial because of the decisions he's suspected to make, and like in the midst of a divorce, obviously you want the kids to be like taken care of, but moving so close to kind of not give that space that they most definitely need, that's definitely a big factor, I feel like.
And definitely like different for Elle because I mean, she's like the oldest one. She knows. You think she would like understand more. Obviously, it's still hard to understand because she's still so like little. But definitely like interesting, like how Steele and Alea, they'll grow up. I mean, obviously they know that they're who their parents are, but they're gonna be away, like switching houses. So he said he wanted the move to be the easiest for the kids. Understandable, but 5 minutes is kind of crazy. I feel like.
Now, do we think he cheated? Like.
There's multiple, like, assumptions and accusations of, like, oh, he cheated multiple times. Like, do we think he cheated multiple times? I mean, I feel like it's Austin. I feel like he has, like, that flirty, like, personality. So, like, maybe he didn't intentionally mean to do it, but, like, he did it. So it's, like, still, I don't know, like, counts as cheating. But
yeah.
How long do we think this has been going on for? Like, do we think it's been, I mean, it's been, like, multiple years that the internet has been, like, oh, Catherine's only in it for the kids. Like, she's so unhappy. Like, she's just faking it. Like, obviously, a lot of influencers these days, I feel like, fake it, or, like, they're just, I mean, it's for the money, I guess. I mean, that's their income.
I definitely am really interested to see how they balance the YouTube. Like, how, if one of them's going to get it, or if it's just going to go away in general, because nowadays you have TikTok and Instagram and all that, so really they don't need YouTube to keep vlogging and kind of sharing their lives on a daily.
If they do keep vlogging, I do think it'll be more so Austin. I don't think Catherine would be like I think she'd obviously be upset because that's like where they like did a lot of things together with their family. But I don't think Catherine would like fight for that.
Yeah.
Do we think like they're going to court for custody, or do you think they're just going to make their own like kind of schedule 50-50, like one weekend, this weekend, like, or do you think Austin might try and get the kids all the time and Catherine's like, no, we need a little bit of separation?
See, I definitely think that they're going to need to go to custody, court for custody, definitely because just of their, like, social media background and all the money that's involved. Like, I think when they go to court for their divorce and get all that squared away, that it's going to be kind of, like, mandatory in a way, that they go to court and get custody and rights and all that. And maybe there's something in the divorce that happened that
we don't know.
That we don't know that's going to help one or the other get more custody than the other. Maybe one gets full custody. Maybe it's 50-50, 2-3 days.
I mean, who knows? There could be actions throughout, like, them right now that's making the one way or the other. Do we think they're going to be good at co-parenting? I mean, I feel like Catherine's very, like, understandable, but, like, she loves her kids. I feel like she would... I feel like they're both willing to work, but I feel like they both want the kids so much. But then it's also like, well, then if you're going to be with both with the kids, then you're both going to be there.
Yeah.
But like...
I definitely feel like they have the kids' best interest at heart no matter what. Just because Austin talked about being so close to the kids and moving that close. So
I feel like they're definitely going to see both parents every day, knowing like how Austin is taking this, and he's 5 minutes away. So it's like, I mean, obviously your dad's going to want to see you, but like I feel like he's thinking more so he doesn't want to go like a day without seeing them, which is great, but I don't know if that's going to continue to stay.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out. More to come on this.
That's what we have time for today, so thanks for tuning in to B&G Deets.
Be sure to stay tuned for future updates.